So basically, right, this guy came on the show and he would talk smack to every single girl. Oh, she looks bad. Oh, she's a 4. Da da da. This is the same guy. Donate thousands of dollars, right? $100 each time. He found this one girl on the show, Colombian chick, right? You know who I mean. And he was like, that whole show he didn't super chat at all. I was like, is this guy dead? Is he okay? I mean, he shows up this time to talk shit to girls, right? Lo and behold, we found out from our producer that he actually DM'd the girl, flew her out to Texas, took her out for like a week or two, said, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. Mind you, this is the same guy that said to every single girl, oh, you're no good, you're lesser than men.
So they were on that show.
But
sometimes,
guess what?
Yeah, we began like Simpson here, like watching us just for that.
But think about this, right? He just met her wanting to be her boyfriend. It's like these guys, they talk a lot of smack and they pretend behind the camera, or behind the computer, but deep down, they're the ones sipping the hardest.
Yeah.
They're the ones sipping the hardest.
Welcome to the show, guys. My name is Duke, and I damn near blew your eardrums off at that one. But we got an exciting show today, guys, because listen, y'all thought we were done with this fresh and fit nonsense. Well, you thought wrong, because guess what? Look, the like versus dislike, y'all love to see this shit.
They do.
Guess what? We are gonna give it to you. And now, those of you guys have been asking for those reaction videos we've been doing. Where's Don?
Hey, yo, I am working on the back end for those videos you see. So, hey, I'm still in the picture, just not in the picture.
You gotta understand, Don plays a huge role in this, man. Who do you think does the super chats and all that stuff? It's him, all right? And on top of that, he has a real job, okay? Unlike this guy over here that does YouTube, all right? This guy
he's making his money. He's making his money. But let's get to this video, though. Let's get to this video.
So today's video, all right. So, guys, remember 360 Blessings?
Yep.
Right? And you know how he were able to come on the show and, you know, had his opinion about Anna Quinn, and we understood what was going on and how he felt about his fresh and fit dear leader.
Hey, oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know, he did give an apology to Anna Quinn.
To be fair, to her face.
Props to him.
To her face. Something a lot of you fresh and fit stands won't be able to do. But what essentially happened here is Abba and Preach had a basically Abba, he had a live session here, and you wouldn't believe who decided to interrupt the live session to go ahead and have a question, okay? And we had another Fresh and Fit stand that decided to do that, all right? Decided to go on this live stream, and basically they had a conversation, and that's what we're gonna react to today, okay? Anything to add to that?
Nah, man, keep up your support, like, subscribe. You guys have been doing really awesome with that. So we really much love. Like,
no matter what the haters say, there's a reason why. Look, we have been blowing up over the past few weeks, and it truly is because of you guys. Big time. Doing it. All the stuff, the production, all the things that we're doing, we're literally doing it for you guys. So literally like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. If you enjoy our reaction, please share this video to others who think that might enjoy it at the same time.
Where the stands at, though? That's a question.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, the stands are gonna be popping up in the chat here pretty soon. As soon as they see their guy and us criticizing their dear leader, they're gonna be here.
Hey.
Well, good.
Yes.
I have a slight disagreement of some drama that's been happening with you and the Bulls at Fresh and Fit. So my question is,
calls them bulls.
As someone who's on their show, why would you call them frauds after all that sort of stuff? I'm just genuinely curious where the whole fraud thing came from.
Right. Because I found out that they weren't about what they claimed to be about.
In what fashion, though?
Well, I mean, just the things that they preach and that they don't practice. The idea that these guys are boasting about 1,000 lay counts. Look at me in the eyes and tell me that Walter has slept with 1,000 women.
Oh, no, I get what you mean by that.
But let me stop that. That is a very Don. Even the stand knows it's a bullshit. So some of y'all who coming up to our streams are talking about, oh, y'all still talking shit. Your leaders are lying to you. So you're paying for somebody to lie to you and all this shit. I mean, it's ridiculous. Any of you guys right now in the chat or in the comment section watching this right now, how many of you guys believe that this nigga Fresh Prince CEO has actually slept with 1,000 girls?
Yo, actually, Loki, put a number down for how many girls you think. Walter Weeks?
Walter Weeks.
All right. Let us know how many women you think Walter Weeks has been with.
It's such a valid point, because a lot of these guys, you know, especially with the day of the internet, you can just throw out anything. You can just say anything, and all of a sudden people just buy it and believe it as gospel. So much so that you have people coming in here who can't do the simplest of critical thought and say, okay, let me think about this for a second, all right? You got guys like Walter, because guys, let's not deny it. We know if guys are good looking or not. No, let's just be real, right? Some of you guys want to just not want to admit it, but you can know if the guy looks good or not, all right? Well, you look at this nigga Fresh Prince CEO, all right? I don't give a fuck how much money you say this dude has, all right? Look at the way he talks. Look at his mannerism. Does he seem like a guy who slept with 1,000 women?
He's soft-spoken. He's soft-spoken, and there are some guys like that I know that gets laid, that gets bitches, because like some guys come up with a little gentle act, with a little, not as violent as maybe like Myron, not as like aggressive as Myron, but they come off a lot more gentler, and some women really like that. So I can see that.
Yeah, but to get to that 1,000 lay count,
1,000. I'm not saying 1,000 lay count. I'm not saying 1,000.
That's the problem. Listen, I don't care how you decide to get the girls, and I'm sure a Fresh Prince CEO, he's gotten laid. I'm sure about that. But the problem is 1,000 girls. That's fucking ridiculous. And realistically, that's something that should raise a red flag to anybody paying attention.
Or not because I actually care how many women he slept with, but because he used that as a sell pitch to get young men to buy his products. If you say I can bench 250, but you can actually only bench 50 pounds, and you're selling fitness courses to young men, wouldn't you be considered a fraud for lying about your lifts and lying drastically?
It's fake guru.
Well, yeah, you got that, but I'm also going to throw a counterpoint because I've always been a big fan of Fresh and Fit, and I'll say the things right now. What they said about Preach's wife, in my opinion, was wrong. You should never go after a man's wife. That's the one thing. If you're
hold on. I'm not even talking about that. I don't even care about that. I said they're frauds for completely different reasons. Has nothing to do with what they said about the wife. All it showcased was like they're too hyper emotional for alpha men. Cool. Keep it pushing. But don't you think there's something disingenuous about lying about the amount of women that you've been with?
Is it that they're lying, or is it an over-marketing thing? Because let's be honest, because I think, like, let me explain.
Hold the fucking French toast door. What the hell is this dude talking about? If you've done something, right, or if you said you've done something and it actually hasn't been the case, motherfucker, you lie. It's not marketing.
No, it's a fake guru thing.
It's a fake guru
Those are the things fake gurus do because they know that that's what's going to... I mean, it is part of marketing, yes, but it is actually just a lie at the end of the day because that's what's going to get the clicks. It's a clickbait.
It's a clickbait thing. It's to fool y'all guys with the glamour because it's all internet shit. That's what I'm talking about, right? On the internet, what's on Instagram, right? With the stuff that goes viral, the people with the cars, the people with the fitness, all these different things, all these superficial things that really doesn't matter, but it gets the eyeball on the internet. In real life, none of that shit really matters. So here's the thing, guys. I give you this. Yes, it is a form of marketing, but it's deceptive marketing.
It is deceptive.
It's very deceptive because this person isn't authentic to begin with, and what he's trying to do is have you buy into a program that he supposedly came up with that isn't authentic either. So it's like false advertising because guess what? You're gonna buy into that program, and what's gonna happen? You're not gonna get the same results that this person's claiming that they got because they lied about the results that they claimed that they they got.
So at the end of the day, it's you guys who are getting screwed over because they're getting their money. But you guys are thinking you're buying into a program you think is going to do something for you. And then when it doesn't, you think it's your fault. Because that's something fake gurus do. They always tell you, if it doesn't work for you, it's your fault. You don't put enough effort in.
That's why I got out of the whole personal development kind of like motivational kind of speak because I had my motivational money coach.
I remember that.
Because y'all think that this is the first time we started this stuff. No, I've been trying to get at this for a long time. But the motivational stuff, the reason why I stopped that, because you got to notice, I didn't want to be associated with that nonsense. Because that whole fake guru, you gotta take personal responsibility. Don't get me wrong. I think you should do that. But when you look at the fake guru world, just to like what Don was saying, it's used in a different context. Because when you fail off of shit that doesn't work, you remember the teachings of take personal responsibility, do all that. So what you're gonna automatically think, instead of realizing the course you took and bought was a farce and a fraud for what it is, you're gonna blame yourself. That's what these things are conditioning you to do, to blame yourself when it doesn't work. Because guess what? It's guaranteed not to work because the same guys that are selling you this garbage haven't done it themselves.
And hey, if it's your fault, you cannot get a refund. So keep that in mind.
You can. And it's harder for guys to coalesce and come together and say, hey, these guys really screwed me, because all of them are going to be thinking, oh man, I probably didn't go out and talk to enough girls that day. That was my fault. And these guys are going to sit there and say, yeah, it's you. It's not us. Even though in real life, they can't pull the same girls that they're trying to get you to pay for them to do. So all the $800 Instagram lessons and courses and shit like that they're telling you to do, having all these girls come in and judge your Instagram and shit, and do all this nonsense. Even Myron wouldn't even let that shit happen to his own Instagram on his own. After the same girls went after Fresh Prince CEO. So let me get this straight. let me get this fucking straight, because this shit that always gets me, right? Let me get this straight. They'll have you motherfuckers pay $50 to have these broads come in and judge your Instagram, right? And then have you afterwards go in and get their DM courses, Instagram courses, and then you look at Myron, you look at Fresh Prince CEO, and their Instagram doesn't even look like the type of Instagram that would get the bitch's interest in the first place. And on top of that, most of the images and shit that they showed you with the DMs and shit, it's all fake. So I'm sorry, y'all coming after us and calling us haters.
Hey, cloud chasers. I keep seeing y'all in the comments.
Look, we embrace it. Y'all think that's gonna get me? I'm gonna tell you right now. And Don can vouch for me. I'm the kind of brother that has a zero shame whatsoever. If it leads, if it bleeds, I'm gonna talk about it. It ain't shit you gonna talk about it. But in this case, I'm a lot more passionate about this because these are people who built a platform based off lying to you motherfuckers. And what I want to do, and what we're trying to do here, is to make sure that we at least point out the inconsistencies. No one here is against Fresh and Fit.
Oh yeah,
it's the inconsistencies that I can't stand.
It's honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about being accountable.
Accountable.
That really is
and that's the thing with this industry, Don. I think that this industry lacks accountability because, especially for so long.
I mean, it's not just this one, though. That's the thing.
It's not just this one. It's a lot of different industries, but this one specifically, because it has a lot of, it's a closed, more the RP and the manosphere space. It's a little bit more of a closed community. Yeah. There's not a lot of guys can get in here and get away with a lot. Let's just be real. Yeah. A lot of guys out here, they're coming in, they fake the fluff. A lot of guys out here, there are grifters. They are grifters coming into the space because they don't understand what it is with women, but they understand there's a lot of men out there who've been done wrong by women, who are inexperienced with women, and don't really know what it qualifies to get women. So what they're doing is easier to fool you to buy into their shit versus going out there and doing it. Listen, no one here needs to sell you a course on how to do it. If you want to go ahead and get lucky with women, here's one easy thing you could do. Go out there and get rejected. Seriously. Get rejected so much that you're numb to it. That's what happens. But a lot of guys, we're kind of like girls. We get rejected once or rejected twice, and then we stop. And then we come to these spaces that are saying, oh, these women, they're so bad. They're going to do this to you. They're going to do that to you. And guess what? You're going to be like, yeah, kick them out. Yeah, that bitch, she did that to me. Rather than just going out there and actually getting the rejection and understanding, oh, okay, this is how women are. Because think about it. The guys who are really good with women, they're not angry at them.
You know, Coke is the best product out there. Everyone buys Coca-Cola, and that's not really the case. Some people like Pepsi as well. So do you think that when it comes to, at least within the dating market scene, that people use an over-exaggeration to market their stuff, even though they may not say that they have 1,000 like count, which obviously that's absurd to have unless your name is Genghis Khan. But at the same time, isn't it, you know, okay, they actually may have a point to some of the stuff that they're saying? Because I've taken a consultation from Myron, he's helping out.
Hold up. Half-truths are not my issue. Listen, they want to spit half-truths, I don't really care. Most people who are frauds do half-truths, right? They mask their lies in some form of truth. But let's be clear. If you lie, you can't just say it's careful marketing. Then you just don't have integrity. You're a liar in order to sell.
This kid bought their program.
Yeah.
This kid bought. I feel sorry for him.
I feel because
he just, not only did he buy his program, Don, he just admitted that he knows unless you're Genghis Khan, that number is pretty up there. It's not realistic.
But here's the thing: the people they target with these things are people who are at their lowest point. They're not just targeting somebody who's just maybe having a little bit of bad luck with women. They're targeting people who have no luck with women.
This is crazy because this is money this young man didn't have to spend. This is money that this young man didn't have to go ahead and give to these frauds, and he just admitted that they're frauds, right?
Yeah.
The reason why he probably did that because he didn't know any better. Right? He didn't know. Look at, man, you got to understand, y'all got to start doing more than just looking at people's follower count and looking at people's social media life, because social media life does not directly correlate to reality. A lot of people can make it look like they're looking good, even if you guys want to talk about these ladies, right? A lot of these ladies that can take photos and they can look good on Instagram and all this stuff like that, but guess freaking what? When you meet in reality, they're just as empty as those photos that they take. So you got to understand, what you guys have to do is stop looking at these people and looking at the surface level shit and building these people in your heads to be more than what they actually are, because they're not actual authorities. You got to look to what the hell they say. They are paying their way to be authorities right now, but they're not really are. That's why when they get tested, when they get criticized for the first time, they act like emotional little girls. They act like the very same people they criticize, the very same type of the women they criticize. They behave that way. Why? Oh, yeah. Because that's not who they are eternally.
Something you guys got to also understand is when it comes to stuff you pay for, there's an investment principle in that. This actually occurs with anything you do. So women, jobs, money. Once you start putting money into it, just like buying a product, you're somewhat invested in it. Meaning that no matter how shitty the product is, the fact that you've put money into it, you're gonna start trying to find the bright sides in it. You're gonna start trying to say, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was. Maybe this thing, it may work in the right circumstance, even though it's a complete shit product. You're invested in it. Same thing for women. When you're within a relationship you shouldn't be in, and you've invested your time, your money, your energy, your effort into that relationship, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start telling yourself that this is a good relationship, that this relationship, even though it sucks, everybody and your grandma can tell it sucks, but you're gonna be like, oh well, maybe I'm just not putting enough effort. Which is one whole thing fake gurus do. Yeah. They tell you, you're just not putting up enough effort, that if you're not having success, that's all on you.
Listen, it's not just you, not even a dating scene, right? But even just in other things, you'll find fake gurus all over the place. I've been bamboozled by fake gurus. When I was getting into this marketing business, before I even had my company that was successful, before that, I was buying some of these courses, and a lot of these courses were teaching me how to sell courses. That's all it was. I shit you not.
I know.
Because the way they pitch it, it's like, oh yeah, you can run a 6-figure marketing business. You could do this. You could do that. You could do this. And it's like, oh, okay, I want to do that. And they make it sound so freaking easy. Then when you get into it and you buy the courses, it's like, wait, am I learning how to market, or am I learning how to market to other people to learn how to market? I don't know what the fuck's happening here. So it's really confusing. So you know what I did? I said, fuck all that bullshit, right? This is a $2,500 course, right?
Damn.
I said, fuck all that shit. Let me go ahead and pay it wasn't even $20. It was $13 on Udemy. And it was this one guy who had a YouTube channel, and he basically just went over the whole thing. He broke the whole thing down for me, and I got it. I had the tools necessary I needed to be able to build a company. But with these flashy gurus, with this high ticket sale price they're trying to teach you, that's all smoke and mirrors, because when you look at the actual substance, it's vapid and empty, just like a lot of these lies that they have.
Big time.
If you tell me your product, you could do this, you should trust me because this is my resume, and you write about your resume, that'd be called fraud.
He needs an episode.
All right.
Fresh and Fit.
But is it not though? Am I crazy for saying it's fraudulent, their claims?
I mean, is it fraudulent, or is it trying to be a shock factor? That's the one thing I'm asking, because I think it's more of a shock factor, if anything, to get people to come in.
Okay. Okay. Well,
No,
I'm very honest about my military record, right? Only did a few years, got out, never went on deployment, bam. If I came out and I said I went on deployment, I was in Afghanistan twice, I did all this other stuff to make myself look cooler, and you found out that wasn't true, would you not look at me crazy?
Oh, 100%.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that these guys who are trying to lead people are lying about their accomplishments. They're lying about their lifestyle. They're faking a bunch of stuff. And also
that's so true. Before he gets into the other point, it's absolutely true, right? And it goes to hand in hand what you said. The reason why this kid, he just agreed to the fact that if it was the other side, if it was flipped, right? And if Abba didn't really do all the military stuff that he said he did, guess what? He willingly agreed that that's fucking fraud, because you're telling us one thing and it's not. But there's a reason why he can't bring himself to believe that the exact same shit that he just agreed to with Abba's scenario is the exact same shit he's actively going through right now with the Fresh and Fit boys, right? And the reason why he's actually actively trying to defend them, because this kid has money invested in them.
Money and time.
Money and time. Time watching the podcast, time and money spent even interacting with these fools. That's what was spent. So it's hard and very difficult for him to bring himself to the point to admit the fact that he was bamboozled and these people lied to him. So like I said, we're not against Fresh and Fit. I don't give it, like, literally, man. Look, the channel's like Jubilee. I don't know if you guys heard of Jubilee, but they do some crazy shit. All right, and there's some interesting stuff you can talk about, because they go ahead and talk. They really bring up some interesting points that are meant for discussion. So there are way other channels out there on YouTube and on media at large that we can comment on. But the reason why we talk about this specifically is because, when you have a bunch of misguided young men who are gonna be supposed to be the next leaders of a generation, taking this kind of nonsense in, that's gonna have a whole generation of toxic men. And if we have the ability to basically put a stop to it and at least call it out, that's all we want. We want to call it out. We don't want to say, hey, stop making money. We just say, hey, what you're saying is bullshit. Now give advice that actually makes sense to these young men, and that's it. We'll leave you alone. We'll leave you alone. That's it. I don't give a shit. You know, it'd be boring talking about a guy who's giving a good advice to young men.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, but like he said, do you think you're doing it for the shock factor? Shock factor of what? the shock factor realistically is them kicking out the girls. That's really why people tune in. If you look at the basic show, when there's just them two talking, no one's paying attention. Even their fans are voting with their eyeballs, right? They don't show up for the educational shit, you weird ass fucking Fresh and Fit fanboys that I see in every other comment section on every other YouTube channel. I don't see you guys on the stuff that actually helps you. I see you guys on the entertainment stuff that rots your brain that doesn't make any sense. So you're gonna come up here and call us clout chasers? You guys are doing the exact same thing. The very definition of it. Just pay attention to who's leading you. That's all we care. That's all I care about.
Just think about this too. What drives you to lie about these things? What would drive you to lie about your lifts? Yeah, so why wouldn't you lie? Why wouldn't you lie about your lifts? To market yourself a bit better.
Because I'm not going to bullshit no one.
Why not?
Because it's not who I am as a person. So why would you want to take advice and guidance from somebody who would lie about that kind of shit? Touche.
You know, and look, at the end of the day, I question even the mindset. Like, listen, man, I've been with enough ladies. There's nothing to be proud of banging that many women. It's not cool. It's not a great life. Okay? So when dudes lie about something so vapid like that, I start looking at you funny. Like, why would you make that number? And such a stupid number, too. And also, like, do you not have the self-awareness to realize that there's no way anybody would ever believe that you slept with 1,000 women? Like, how weird do you have to be to think that's crazy? Like, I don't know. To me, it's just a whole bunch of stuff.
Weird.
You know, like, it's like you seeing a skinny guy and he says he can squat 600 pounds. Right? The kid eyes that you're making right now? Wouldn't you look at that man like it's crazy?
Oh, 100%.
Like, you squatting 600? Are you mad? But then think about, like, how much self-awareness.
It's like, you're not Cloud from, like, Final Fantasy VII, bro. Like, what the hell?
Exactly. So, you know, look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to take away from any of the good stuff they did for you, man. And if they did good stuff, keep going.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'll be honest, man. After talking to you for a little bit, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I used to make fun of you a little bit, bro. Not gonna lie. No cap. Used to make fun of you. Actually, cool dude.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. Plenty of people say a lot of things about me, good or bad. And you know what? I go home and I sleep in my bed and I still feel great. So I'm not even mad at you. You didn't know me. It's okay for you to think whatever you want. But yeah, like I said, I'm just talking to another person right now, one-on-one. So hopefully we're cool.
Talk to the other side. So.
All right, man. I appreciate you, brother.
We've earned respect. Love it.
All right. Best of luck to you. Cheers.
Thank you, bro.
Nice. See, that was a good discussion.
That was a good discussion, and that is the reason why we do this. That is the reason why we have these conversations, because you can't just be taking one thing for granted. This guy didn't even know anything about Alba or anything about the situation that he was getting himself in, listening to these Fresh and Fit boys. And now they was able to listen to the other side. And that's all we're trying to offer is a different perspective. Listen to the other side that pointed out clearly to this young man to be able to see it. If a skinny dude says he can squat 600 pounds, would anyone believe that? No. And then to go to this other point, why would someone lie about that? And the reason why they would lie about it is if they really can't do it. If they don't get the girls or they can't squat 600 pounds.
No, because it's very similar to women who get cosmetic surgery, plus use filters in their Instagram. So what you see is not what it is. So what they do is they show you this image, and then these women are probably also selling courses or makeup or whatever to the other girls.
There's another girl who's teaching girls out there how to make money on Onlyfans.
So, I mean, but that's exactly it. So what they do is they show you this thing that isn't attainable, basically, a false image. And then because honestly, at the end of the day, the people who are really getting screwed over are the guys who are paying for this. Because I see it's basically the same way as catfishing. Straight up, it is catfishing. You think you're getting something, you go in there, and it's not what you thought it was.
It's not. It's 100%. Dude, that's a great example.
It's catfishing. It's catfishing.
They're telling you buy this course. You buy the. Matter of fact, I want to know, any of you guys, because I know the stands are going to be in the building, right?
I know that for sure.
So those of you fans, I got a question for you, okay? I got to go pay attention real quick. I got a question for you. If you think this is all, crazy and whatnot, if you've bought the course, how did it work out for you? I genuinely want to know. If you think we're spending... I want to know, because realistically, the problem is there's no number or metric system to track all of this. There's no metric system to track the progress. Yeah, you can have a guy put a review up and say, oh, well, Fresh and Fit, they changed my life. They can go ahead and put that up, but that's not okay. How many people would have ever purchased a course, right? If we audit the books, how many people have ever purchased a course in DMs and actually went out there, practiced it and did it and came back with the actual results, minus the people who are actually coming back with you? Because I guarantee you, for every one of those people who come out and say, hey, they changed my life, there's 3 or 4 other person out there that it didn't do shit for.
And even for the ones who leave positive reviews, those are usually a requirement by the actual guru, telling them to actually post a positive review, just because they'll get some benefit, like some VIP status or some VIP perks or program when they post a positive review, even though they still haven't got shit from the course.
Exactly. No, that's another thing, because we don't even know the mentality of what's happening when people buy this stuff. We don't know. We don't understand any of it. All we do understand is the people, and just doesn't even be fair, we don't even know if these courses work. I personally haven't bought it, but I'm not going to pay someone to teach me how to go get women. I'm not going to do any of that. So I don't know if it works. But if it does work for some of you guys out there, okay, that's good. Fine. That's good. But it doesn't mean that, and just like Abba said, doesn't mean like that all of the shit that they say is actually beneficial for you. Yeah, some of the things that they say, like with 360, the financial stuff, it worked out for them. We're not going to take that away from Fresh and Fit. If they're bringing on guests that helps them out and it helps them out in their life financially, that's great. However, our main gripe is you're trying to promote and sell a lifestyle that you guys don't live, and that's not, we're not even taking this aside from the money factor. We're talking about the women factor, because you're telling your guys don't pay for box. Real ass niggas don't pay for box. That's what your buddy says, right? So I'm sorry if it comes out that they're using their podcast to leverage it to get box. How can you look at these same people the exact same way? I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, I've actually told Juke this, that I don't really have necessarily a problem with them doing that. The only problem I have is the message that they preach is opposite to that. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of guys out there who do take advantage of their power to, get with women. And it's not like an uncommon thing. But don't go telling guys that, yo, do this. Like, I mean, it's like, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. That's literally my last
That's it. That's all I got to do. Yeah. Look, listen, guys. All right. Just if you think we're done with this, we're not done with this. All right, this is gonna keep going until we get some actual positive influence within the manosphere. Because what y'all don't understand is we're a closed group. The outside world sees us all as the same thing. So when we see these toxic ideologies coming out of here, we got to check it. We need someone to check it. And we're just saying, hey, if you guys are going to come out here and influence the young minds out here, we want you to be living that same lifestyle, or at least be honest about what your lifestyle is. Look at Rollo Tomasi, for example, right? This guy, you can look at him, you can tell he has zero practical experience whatsoever. No infield game. I guarantee you, if I put this dude out in the field, he would bomb 100 times over, right? Which is fine, but that's not taken away from the fact that his theoretical observations and what he's able to put in a book, not saying that it's not valid, not saying there's not some merit to it. I'm just saying this guy actually hasn't done a lot of the process that it takes to be practically good with women. A lot of it from a theoretical standpoint. So a lot of guys who are reading the books and listening to that stuff, just take it with a grain of salt and take that and go out and actually participate. Go to your bar, go to your club, go out to your grocery stores, go out to wherever it is that you're doing where you think women are going to be, and actually try to put those theories into practice. But if you keep listening to those theories, it's going to do nothing but get you angrier and paint a worldview of what women are that isn't what actually is. And that's all I got on this, folks.
Yeah, that's it.
Make sure you guys go there. Don't forget to hit the like button. Get this shown to more people. Help us grow some more. Come out with more content, fire stuff like this. And hit the subscribe button, because listen, guys, if it wasn't for you, we won't be where we are right now, and we are going further. So help us on our journey, and let's go ahead and get at and hold these motherfuckers accountable. Peace.